Delve into art, architecture, and design with Srijan Design Academy SDA and thrive in exams, college, and career. Welcome to SDA. Figure-based aptitude. Topic 23. Fonts. Relevant for exams like NATA, CEED, and UCEED.
Hello everyone. Today we'll be doing this exercise called font. It's very common in CEED and UCEED, and you will eventually find it in NATA because the question pattern is changing day by day. So what is this topic about? So when we look at this topic font, we need to understand four major things, and that is height of the font, width of the font, weight of the font, and serif. So what is height? So basically for a full font, this will be the height, and for a half font, this will be the height. So you just need to match the height with the given options in multiple cases, and you will eventually be able to understand what kind of a change or what kind of a similarity you can figure out. Let's look at width. When we talk about width is basically this wideness. Okay. Now it can vary from font to font. Okay. And it also varies from letter to letter. So for example, for E, it will be different. For W, it will be different. But if you go for E and O, it will be something similar. If you also find D, it is roughly similar. So those kind of similarity you will find. So for example, D and K is looking little similar. Weight is basically how thick it is. Okay. So basically we are talking about this thickness of the font. This thickness here. You will find that O, D, E, all these are looking almost similar. So this is about thickness of the font. And serif is basically what kind of ending we are getting. Okay. So here we have a slanted ending. Okay. Here we have a straight ending, but straight ending is also like this. So this is serif of the font. Now serif plays a very important role because it determines what kind of a character it is, and it is very easy to understand and match the character once we know the serif very well. So let's identify in this question what is going to happen. So first of all, let's start with the ending of A. So here you can see this kind of an ending you are finding in the option. It is also matching something similar with R. Okay. Therefore, what we can say that this kind of a thing is similar. Therefore, option A, B, C are on the right lines. But when we talk about the other ending, okay, other ending, what we have talked about here, this is a slanted ending, something like this. Where we can find this? We can find this in option A, can't find this in option B, and we can find similar thing in option C. But in C, the ending is little loose, whereas in option A, it is something similar to option which is given in the question. Okay. So now what we need to look at is basically, apart from this, at the ending, you can find one more thing, that it is ending at a straight line. Okay. Now this is also ending at a straight line. Therefore, we can say that the font which is there in the question and the font which is there in the option is matching only in case of A, and it's not matching in any other case. Let's move to the next question now. Now we have a very simple font. It is very straight. Everywhere it is ending in straight lines only. Okay. And if you find anything within the font, even if you find this is almost circular, this is almost semicircular, so those kind of characters are easily visible. This ending is happening at 90 degrees. This ending is also happening at 90 degrees. So now it's easier to understand. So first of all, let's find out where the ending is happening at 90 degrees. Now this is happening at 90 degrees. This is also there. This one is something similar, but it's not like the one we find in E. This is also not like the one we find in E. So we can cancel these two options for now, C and D. Let's focus on A and B. Now the other ending, this one is straight here, is straight everywhere. Okay. So this must be straight also in the case of A, but it is at 90 degrees, but it is vertical in case of A. And whereas in B, it is a perfect landing, as we can find in all the options. So therefore, we should go with option B in this case, and therefore option B is correct. Let's move to another question. Now we have a numeric with us. In the numeric, what is happening? If you look at the character, okay, wherever there is a straight line, it is ending at a 90 degrees. Okay. But whenever there is a slant line, it is ending at a taper. Okay, that is the common character of this font. Now, to identify 9, we also have a simple thing that we can just look at 6 and identify what is happening. Okay, so we can simply identify that this option is looking very much similar to what we can find anywhere. So therefore this option is correct, but we also need to identify a few characters so that we can easily judge it. So this ending is at a slant. This ending is at a slant. So these two are almost correct, but this ending is at a straight line. Therefore this is not correct. Okay. Also, the weight of this font is also different. Okay, the weight here is light. Okay, but here this is thick. Now if you find the similarity, this font is little bit thick, so therefore we should go with option C but not with option B. Okay, so C is the final option in this case. Let's move to next question, and what we see here, a simple thing, we just need to match the ending or the serif here. So you can see the similarity of the serif. Okay, it is very much similar in case of D. So therefore we can get our answer very quickly. Even if we look at other serif which is on the top side, okay, we can find this is again matching in case of D only. So therefore D is the correct answer. So serif plays a very big role in identifying what is the correct option and which one is not the correct option in all these cases. Okay, now again a font. So what kind of ending here happening here? So if you look, this is again a 90-degree ending. This is again a 90-degree ending. Here also it is a 90-degree ending. Okay, when I say 90 degree, it's a horizontal or vertical ending. Now if you look at other options, so okay, ending is looking fine, but the weight is too much. The ending is at a straight line, okay, horizontal and vertical, but it is little bit curved. Okay, so now we have option C and D, and you can find a small bulge in option D. Because we have this small bulge, it is not matching to any of the characters that we can find in the question figure. Therefore only C is the one which is matching perfectly, having a vertical and a horizontal ending. It's straight everywhere, so therefore this font is matching to the question figure. Okay, that's how we get our answer in this case. Let's move to the next question. Now another set of questions you will find in fonts is this, that you will be given multiple characters and you need to identify how many different kind of fonts are here. Okay, so what we get here, so we do a simple calculation. We mark everything with A, B, C, D, and we find what is similar. So for example, we mark Apple font as A. Okay, now can you find any other font which is similar to Apple? Yes, Apple has this kind of an ending, and this kind of ending we can again find in Frog. Okay, we can't find any other font which is something similar. So therefore this is A and this is also A. Let's look at ball. So if I call ball B, okay, the A letter is exactly similar in Impala, so therefore this is also B. Okay, any other font which is similar? Okay, cat is also similar. We can find the similar A in this case. Okay, so therefore we again call it B. Okay, let's look at dog. So if I call dog C, okay, let anything which is similar to C, okay, we can find this kind of an ending. This kind of ending is here in Jackal also. Okay, and largely the font looks similar. Okay, so from this we can judge, okay, this is also C. Let's look at other figure. If I go to elephant, elephant is the D font. Okay, now the T looks exactly similar in case of goat. So okay, let's match any other letter. A is also there. A is also looking almost similar, so therefore we can say goat is also D. Is hen similar? Okay, here we match E and E. Okay, they are looking exactly similar, therefore we can say this is also D. So we have figured out there are 4 different fonts. We have A, we have B, we have C and D. So therefore the final answer is 4. Let's move to another question. Now what will happen in this case? Quickly mark. So we find A. Okay, describe anything which is similar to describe. Okay, there is nothing looking much more similar, so let's move to another option, that is vase. Okay, vase has A. Can we find any other A? No, but we can find similar lending. We can find W and M which are looking almost similar. We can find the end of Y and C which is looking similar. Okay, so okay, in some ways we can say that it is similar. Okay, we need to do quick understanding in this case, so we need to quickly judge at the serif, width and other things of the font, and therefore we can say B is there. Now because we have figured out this as B, we also get another thing, that this E and this E also looking similar, so this is also option B only. Now let's go to another thing. So I call this font C number font. Now E is similar in context also. Okay, you can match this E and this E, you can match this T and this D. Okay, this is looking similar, so we can again call this C font. Now the remaining are 2, words and weather. So words is not matching to anything here, okay, because vase and context are very different. Font describes is very thin, weather is completely different. So therefore what we can say, this is a D font and this is an E font. So therefore total we can find A, B, C, D and E. Total 5 fonts are there. Okay, so our final answer in this case will be 5. Let's move to the next question. Okay, in this case what will happen, you will take this question up Answer in the comments. Okay, let's move to the another question. Okay, here is your next question. Now you will be having more and more words in this case. Okay, this is very common in CEED and UCEED. You will find many such questions. So you need to quickly do it, and more than doing it quickly, you have to accurately do it. Okay, so I'll solve this question. So A font intrinsically is A font. Let's find anything which is similar to it. So okay, I is looking similar here. I is looking similar here. Again, that's fine. Let's look at D is something similar to L here. Okay, we can find some common character, but let's match other characters also. Y and Y is also matching. So okay, fine. These things have matched. So we can for now say this is A and that is also A. Okay. If you find any other thing which is looking similar, we can again find in control L is matching. We can find O is also matching. So this is also again an A font. Other than this, okay, here also Y is matching, L is also matching, E is also matching. So again, this is also A font. Again, A is matching here, T is also matching. So again, this is also A font. So we have figured out multiple A fonts. Okay, let's look at something else. Again, we can find valuable is also A font. Okay, so we again mark it A. So if we have figured out multiple A fonts, let's move to another option. Okay, so valuable is B. Similarly, this word totalitarian is also looking very much similar because we can see A is matching, we can see L is matching, therefore this is also B. Okay, any other word that is looking similar to it? Okay, let's look quickly. Okay, there is nothing that is largely similar to this, so therefore we just go with these two words. Okay, let's go to this word now, to text. Okay, so in this case, what is happening? Okay, let me call this C. Now this is looking similar to any other thing. Okay, so okay, we can find E similar here. Anything else that we can find similar? Okay, we can also find a similar T. So therefore, this is also type C. Okay. Now there is nothing else which is looking similar. So what we do, we go to again another case, that is objectively. Now objectively, if I call it option D or type D, now it has few letters. So I we can match here. Okay, let's look at A. There's no A. There is C that we can match here. Okay, so because these two are matching, again we'll call it D. Now is considerable same? No, considerable has a different E. But what kind of an E? This E is similar to again of type A. Okay, so that we have figured out now. So sometimes you will figure out certain things later and certain things earlier. So this is how you go about it. Now let's look at relationship. So relationship is now again completely different, not matching to anything above. So therefore this is your option E. Now extent has a very different E, and having an extent are looking almost similar because they have weight and heights which are looking similar. So therefore we can say this is type F. Okay, so now we have covered the first word, the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 and 17. We have covered all the 17 words and we have figured out there are mainly 6 types: A, B, C, D, E and F. So therefore our final answer is 6 in this case. Okay, that's how we find the answer in fonts. We need to look at height, width, weight and serif of the font. Serif plays a very important role because it defines the ending and you can very easily match one character to another. Whereas other things like weight plays a important role. If you're looking at from a distance, you are trying to identify what are the letters which are looking similar. Therefore, what are the words which are of similar nature or similar fonts. And in the end, I have a question for you. So you all solve this question, answer in the comments. Thank you. Remain connected.
To buy our detailed study material online, WhatsApp us on 70420646648 or ping us on Instagram. For more questions, drop a comment on our video. Subscribe us to Thrive in Exams, College, and Career.